Alright, almost there. I'll be taking out the rest of my starter locks. I've had these in for now 3 months. I just have the crown left, well, the crown left side of my head left to take out. I started 2 days ago, and let's get into it. So let's get into it. Remember, my hair is a 4B hair type fine, and I've had these in now for 3 months, and I decided to take them out and do the comb coil technique instead on my dreads, because the dreads that my locks, the characteristics of them, I wasn't liking how they were turning out. You know, they look stretched and slim, very slender. Not much body to it. So if I start doing the palm roll on it to kind of get it into that motion, the coil motion, I know it's gonna get thinner. So I decided to start with the comb coil again. I'm gonna let it ride for the next 3 months, and I'll let you guys know what the difference is. I will know because I will have the experience. I would have had the experience. So, all right, so let me get going here. Keeping myself like a client. I get to wear this all the time, so I'll put this on today, so I don't want the hair all over me. I find that the hair is getting everywhere. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm using the Nourish Hydration mixture. So I would spray my hair to get it moist. Yes, even though I'm taking out the dreads, I still need to moisturize my hair. It is painful, it's very tedious. It's not comfortable doing it, but I decided to, and I'm moving forward. So I would actually spray the actual lock itself, kind of massage it to get the moisture in, and I'm using a tail comb with the metal tip. I don't recommend the regular tail comb. For example, this was way too thick. So I needed something that would actually get into the dread, into the lock, in order for me to separate them with the least amount of damage. Yes, it's damaging, but again, I chose to take it out. So by taking it out, there's going to be some consequences, and a lot of the consequences that I've experienced is, for example, hair that I haven't combed out in 3 months, and maybe hair that didn't have any intention of shedding. However, it is what it is. It's done, and I'm moving forward. Oh, some glaze in there. So cute. Some lint. So, I mean, for 3 months, that's not bad. I think it's pretty decent for 3 months of hair. And that's just this section alone. I also wanted to point out that it's important to not use a lot of product when you have your locks, even going into the journey. I know a lot of people recommend waxes and creams and butters. I do not recommend any of those. I made my own products. I'm not going to try and push that on you, but I made my own products. And you will, as you will see me taking out the dread, that the residue, what is left over, okay, is not gunk. It's not gunk. It's not, as you can see here, I'm just pulling them apart. I'm trying to be as gentle as I can. But in some cases, I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. And then I try to just like take it apart. But for the most part, I've been pretty good and not much damage. Because I, take a look at my hair after to see, and to feel the cuticles, run my fingers up and down the shaft, and it feels pretty good. My cuticles are sealed, and the hair feels very healthy after. And I believe it's because I've been diligent with moisturizing it. I've been diligent with tying my hair down at night, so I didn't have a lot of lint in there. I mean, look. There's some, I mean, that's gray hair right there. That's gray. That's gray. So for the amount of hair that came out, especially in the back, not having lint and gunk and dirt, that's pretty dope. So hence proof that using a lot of products in your locks is not good for your hair and your locks. My locks have always been bouncy. They've been always flexible to any style, but I wasn't pleased with the way they were turning out using the 2-strand twist. So this is what I've been doing for the past 2-3 days. It's very tedious. Takes a lot of work. And you know what? Let me bring you guys in a little bit closer so you see less of me and more of the hair, because this is about the lock. Alright, there we go. That's a little bit better. Trying to get it to focus. So at this point, it gets really tight. So the hair is locked up very well right there. Right? So I spritz a little bit more of the hydrator, my Nourish hydrator. So what I'm doing here, I'm just separating the lock. At first with this type of tail comb, okay, this is gonna hurt your thumb, and your thumb will eventually get used to it. So I'll pull a little bit and then I'll alternate between the tail comb and my finger. So that's what I'm doing. This lock in particular is very skinny, so I think it's gonna be a little bit more challenging than the more fatter locks. So as you can see, now I'm pulling it together. I don't think there's any real technique. If you guys know of any, then you could share it and I'll let the others know, but I'm just taking out locks. That's just what it is. You'll hear the noise, the tearing of the hair. It sounds horrible. It sounds concerning, but like I said, I'm taking out the locks, so that's a part of the process. Because this is hair that's been matted for 3 months. So now I'm getting to the root. Okay, hold on a second. Get these guys out of the way. I think I'm gonna do the next one at the top. That way you can see good. See, it doesn't, I don't want to pull to tear it, so I'm gonna give a little bit more spritz on there, because remember, I'm reusing this hair. I'm putting it back into the comb coil. And because I spritzed it, it made the hair a little, it softened the hair. There we go. So a little massage there. And then I use a wide, may not be much wider tooth comb. And then I comb it out, right? And I start at the end. And I work my way up to the scalp. There we go. Now, I'm not creating no new part. I'm using this part. I'm using this lock. So before I leave it, I spritz it again. You're gonna have to determine that. That's even if you decide to take out your locks, but this is just something I'm doing. And then I'll comb coil it. All right. Make sure, I think something got caught in there. But the thread is like so skinny, the amount of hair. But I don't want fat locks. I want like a medium, not even medium, between small, well maybe you could even call it micro, between micro and small. I don't want big plump locks. I do want small to medium. Yeah, small to medium locks. Can I lean up? Yeah, I want small to medium locks. Alright, so there you go. Got my little ding 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 ding. There it is. You see? So I'll leave that one there. But here's one. I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to do one at the top. Alright. So, one moment. Did I put it away? Alright, so this is the hair that just came out. That one lock, right? Notice it's not. Let's take a look. I'm just using a regular phone to tape the video, but as you can see, there's 1, 2 pieces of lint. But I mean, the hair is clean. Has no smell to it. No moldy smell or anything like that. So the shampoo that I use, I make, and it does a great job. It's a great job. That too will be for sale. I'm just putting it through packaging right now. And then once it's up, then you guys can have a go at it and experience it for yourself. Alright, so I think this one is good. Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to do this lock here. Okay, this one is bye-bye. So I'm spritzing it, giving it a little massage. And then I start at the bottom. And I work my way up to the top, the scalp. As you can see, after 3 months, the ends are not quite near being locked as much as close to the scalp and the upper shaft of the hair. You can hear the elasticity in my hair. I don't know if you can hear it, but again, I just put the tail comb and I alternate between my fingers and the tail comb. This one is getting into a knot, so I gotta back off. I can't go up any further. I gotta deal with that knot right there before I try and go any further, because then now I'm getting into dangerous territory where I could end up ripping out more hair than needs be. Getting locks, it's patience, definite patience, diligence, commitment. You know, it's nothing like putting in a sewing. It's nothing like wearing a wig. But my decision to get lock was I wanted to spend more time taking care of my body from the inside out. I wanted to take my money to spend on eating better, taking, you know, vitamins, because I found the budget for hair was just like, what in the world was I doing? I mean, I love my clients. I love, you know, treating their hair, making sure that their hair is healthy. I love doing the sew-ins, color treatments, and so on and so forth. And I get it. Some people just don't have the time. And I wasn't one of those. I didn't have time to be in my hair every minute. I just didn't. Now take a look at this. Right here is gunky. You can see that, right? There we go. I still have hair. I don't have much hair coming out, but wait. This came out. What am I doing? I have this right here. That's how much hair came out. Okay, that's not bad for 3 months. That's actually pretty decent. I thought it would be like the whole thing. All right, so you see here, because I use a lot of product at the top. So let me start at the bottom and work my way up to the scalp, and that's it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take out the rest of these. I hope that this does help to shed some light on, you know, the lock journey and what to expect, what to anticipate. I'm going to do a video on the pros and cons of, you know, having locks, two-strand twist. I'll be able to give you the pros and the cons for that, and eventually be able to give you a good 3-month pros and cons for the comb coil twist, specifically on 4B type hair. So as you can see, my hair is very thin at the top, but I don't have much left to take out. I'm not going to comb coil twist this one right now because obviously it's at the top. I like to do things in a sequential way. So I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to go up and finish taking out these locks. And this is tedious. Listen, if you're used to wearing your Diva Hair Divine wigs and your sew-ins, like I love my sew-ins and stuff, going this route will test you. It will test you. It will test your faith. It will test your self-esteem. It will test your belief on staying and sticking the course. So many things. But I just had to come to terms with the fact that I am free to choose. It's just hair, and it doesn't define who I am. So I had to come to terms with that, and when I did, I was able to just, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling this. Let me try something else. However, I do know I want to be locked. I enjoy it because it was just, I feel so free. I feel free. I feel liberated. I don't feel burdened anymore in the mornings, at night. and I'm spending more time exercising, I'm spending more time with my kids and my husband, spending more time with God, spending more time on the tangible things, and I'm treating and giving my hair what it needs, which is moisture, it needs oils, it needs scalp massage. That's what my hair wants, that's what my head wants. So now it's getting what it wants. It's not getting every minute I'm in there doing all kinds of foolishness with it. I just did this one. I'll leave that alone. Alright, let's do another one. Massage that. Get it well hydrated. This is 4C, not 4C, this is 4B here, as you can see. You know, at times I wonder if it has a little bit of 4C. There's some areas I think, but for the most part, it's 4B. Kind of curl I get. My hair is easy to straighten out. So I'll give you a little idea if that's something that you see with your hair texture. It's fine, very fine here. So I'm just separating. Ooh. Put that comb down, girl. Take your time. I hope you guys are getting to see this. I hope this helps. Ooh, you hear that? That's okay. Just opening up that lock, and I'll alternate to my finger. There we go. Make sure I give you guys a chance to see how the hair looks. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and comb it out. Go from the ends. So I have some hair coming out. I'll let you guys see that in a minute. I just went for it on that one. But that's all that came out. Alright, let's take a look. That's what came out of that lock. Okay. Alright. So, I'll let you see the curl pattern. Pattern there. Actually, no, let me do this. I never did this before. I'm going to comb it here. You guys can see the pattern of the hair. Ah, interesting. Oops. Okay, so if you have hair that's similar. There you go, 4B texture. Alright. I hope that helps. I know it would help me. So this is gonna be coiled, and It's now what, 3 days old. Alright, so you see how long the hair is, but then once it's coiled, it just, and that's okay. That's alright. Alright, so this one I just finished up, and I'm gonna coil it. Again, I'm reusing the same lock part, section, however you want to call it, and I'm just comb coiling it, and that's it. So you can see this is the sorry, it was a pop-up. This is the 3-month-old 2-strand twist next to the comb coil. So I'm going to do that one next. This is to just give you an idea of the difference, okay? So like if you're doing a 2-strand twist for your starter locks, you separate the hair into two and you'll stretch. You're actually pulling on the hair, right? You're actually pulling on the hair and you're creating a band rope effect, right? So this is what I would do. That's what I did. Okay, then it would, you know, look all cute and so on and so forth. But as the lock started to, you know, swell and mature, that's what it looked like, because I had really, you know, skinny ones. So with this pattern here, the lock would tangle, right? So as the lock tangles, it gets shorter. So these little sections here, the patterns of that round S shape would bud out. They would bud out, right? And as it shrunk, they would start looking like this. Okay, so that's 3 months later. This is fresh. That's a fresh 2-strand twist, and this is a 3-month 2-strand twist. Okay, so after observing that, I was like, okay, so I see that it's not cohesive. It's just little buds all down the shaft of the hair, as you can see here, just little buds, bud here, bud there, bud, bud, bud. So alternating bud. Here you go again. So I'm bringing in a coil here. So with the coil, you can see that there's the difference. Okay, there's this cylinder. Look, my hair is fine. Okay, I'm coming to terms with I'm gonna have some real slender locks. However, with the coil, it's gonna look like a lock. Right here, it just looks like I can't even describe it. It doesn't look like a 2-strand twist. It doesn't look like a lock. But at least from the beginning, I get a lock look, right? With the hopes that there is some sort of swelling, but it swells within the cylinder. I'm sure it's gonna bud throughout, but I don't think the budding would be as zigzag pattern as it is with the 2-strand twist, right? So that's where I'm at with everything. I'm reusing my sections. Does it hurt? Yes. I'm very tender-headed. However, you know what? No, I can't say it hurts really bad, because I'm going from the tip to the root. I'm going from ends to root, and I'm taking my time. I'm not rushed. There's moments where I'm just like, oh, let me just get in there. But other than that, that's pretty good. You know, like nobody touches my hair. No one. I do my own hair for the past however long. I've done my own hair. One of the reasons, because like I'm very tender-headed, and I think I went to I saw how aggressive some stylists were, some cosmetologists were when it came to hair, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna go through that. I see I see what's going on, and I believe that's what's happening. So I never pursued. Other than that, it's just my hands and my hair. But with this, I realized that, you know, that's just, I don't want that look. I want a lock look. So that's what I'm going for. My clients here, you know, that have had these textures, you know, the 4B texture, they have more hair. You know, some of them have really high density hair. Their locks are coming out wonderful, beautiful. I was inspired because I did my son's hair, and then I did my daughter's hair, and then I was like, you know what, I think I'm ready to do this. And I went into it, and I chose to do the 2-strand twist because of the type of hair, you know, the 4B hair. I figured going that route, I'll have more plump, bouncy locks. However, they just turned out to be just, you know, inconsistent and didn't have that cohesive look that I was going for. So that's why I took it out. But other than that, I'm very happy with having locks, and I'm looking forward to how these guys will turn out in the next 3 months. After the 3 months, I don't know. Would I cut it off? I don't know. Would I try something else? I don't know. I'm going to observe and decide. That's what I'm going to do. That's my choice, and that's how I'm pursuing what I'm doing right now. Some people, they stick, however it turns out, they stick to it. I, for one, like to learn, I like to observe, and I like to make decisions based on, being informed. So that's what it is. And like I've said before, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nourish.